So this song, Progress by John Rich, it's kind of old and probably nobody gives a crap about it, but I just wanted to talk about the profound meaning behind these amazing lyrics. So let's dive right in.
There's a hole in this country where its heart used to be, and no glory is divided on fire in the street.
This first line reminds me of a great line from a Bad Religion song, actually. A song from their newest album, Age of Unreason.
It's in the air, but everywhere. It's the ultimate act of treason. So few could be aware that the nation's heart is bleeding, but oh.
Which I really like, not only because it's beautifully written and delivered, but also because it gets at a problem with politics that I have no idea how to solve. Our values, morals, priorities are bad, like as a culture. I blame capitalism, and I'm pretty sure old Johnny Rich does too. Comrade John Rich, some call him. Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy, his hit single with Big and Rich, is actually an animal rights message, and on a deeper level, it's about seizing the means of production. You know, a horse used to be the means of production, according to the Bible. All right, let's do the next part now.
They say building back better, make America great. If that's a wave of the future, all I've got to say.
Now that is some clever wordplay. He's referencing the infrastructure bill, of course, but in a vacuum, it's still a great point. I mean, how is rebuilding our country after the COVID pandemic and trying to make it better going to make it great? Better and great are not the same thing, you dingus. Biting satire from Johnny Rich right there. Now we get to the chorus.
Stick your progress where the sun don't shine. Keep your big mess away from me and mine. If you leave us alone, well, we'd all be just fine. Stick your progress where the sun don't shine.
I don't know what that means, but hell yeah, progress is bad, especially your progress. And I think we all know who I'm talking about there. So that's the chorus. I don't really understand it, but let's keep going.
They invite the whole world to come live in our land and leave our countrymen dying in Afghanistan.
It's pretty damn rude to invite people from somewhere else to come to where you are. With that level of rudeness, I think the band Magic might have a little something to say about that. And it is 100% true that when Biden finally pulled us out of Afghanistan, he didn't give the U.S. soldiers any way to get home. So they're all still there, living with their host families, waiting for a flight.
They say let go of Jesus, let government say, you can have back your freedoms if you do what we say.
Now they do say that. I know I hear them, which, let's be honest, we all know who I'm talking about here. I hear them saying we should discriminate against people on the basis of their religion. That's what progressives... God damn it. I hear them saying we should discriminate against people on the basis of their religion. That's what progressives believe, because progressives are fundamentalist conservatives. This is a great verse because it ends with a little bit of irony. Irony and paradox as literary devices, actually, which is some real brain haver stuff. You can have back your freedom if you do what we say. Those two concepts contradict each other. Stick your progress where the sun don't shine. So, the first time, you may recall, I didn't have much to say about the chorus, which is the technical term for this part of the song. I am a musician. But now, I'm starting to grasp the layers of the literary stuff in the song. Where the sun don't shine, I think he might be talking about somebody's butt, which is hilarious. So he's saying to stick your progress on your butt. You, in this case, well, I think we all know who you is. Okay, I've been rushing through because I couldn't wait to get to this part, my favorite part of the song.
Shut down our pipelines and they shut down our voices. Shut down our main streets and they shut down our choices.
Shut down our voices and they shut down our choices. They shut down our choices and our voices and choices. So good. They shut down our pipelines and our voices and our main streets and our choices too. And all those jobs going overseas and being lost to automation, you know, the main reason hundreds, maybe thousands of formerly prosperous working class towns look like war zones now since everyone got laid off and is now living in crippling severe poverty. And I was trying to be sarcastic, but It actually kind of was people claiming to be progressives, Clinton at least, who oversaw all those Americans losing their jobs. But Clinton is and always has been an unabashed capitalist. I mean, that's one of the big consequential issues that there's pretty much no difference between the two parties on in general. They're all neoliberal capitalist pigs. So I guess Johnny Rich here is saying that the left, or people who would call their politics progressive, or the Democratic Party maybe, are more responsible for putting small businesses out of business by favoring big companies buying everything up and also shipping all the jobs overseas so everybody is poor. You know, those who identify as being on the left are more to blame than, say, Reagan. Which I didn't know. My understanding is that all the stuff the Democrats have supported that's made life for working people incredibly difficult, in many cases near impossible, represented them moving rightward politically, since it's a big thing that labor unions and leftist activists specifically have been fighting and advocating for the past century. Workers' rights, better working conditions, not outsourcing all the jobs. I guess being against that stuff is right-wing now. Thanks, John Rich. It is kind of confusing, though. All right, now we get to the bridge. This is gonna get sexy.
Been us all over, but it's all over now. 'Cause we figured it out.
Okay, I'll break character for a sec to admit that the one little nugget of something approaching interestingness is that last little "'cause we figured it out" part. Just a nice little flourish. Nothing groundbreaking, but it's the one little line that breaks the monotonous, predictable, sing-songy feel of this piece of crap. But I have no idea if Rich is trying to be ironic or something here. Let's see. Been us all over, hilarious joke, but it's all over now. 'Cause we figured it out, we ain't backing down. So I guess it's not ironic looking at it now, which somehow makes the song even more of a big fat turd. I think this "we figured it out" line, A, should have been part of the verses or maybe a pre-chorus because it's the best part of the song, and B, should have been used ironically. Like a progressive saying "we figured it out" is them saying "we know better than all y'all conservative yahoos" or whatever. Or maybe, as many country songs do, he could have changed the context around the line and used it multiple times so that it takes on a different meaning, sometimes ironic, sometimes earnest, throughout the song. The Tim McGraw 90s classic "Don't Take the Girl" is a great example of that. The first time he's saying "don't take the girl" as in "don't let the girl come with us on the fishing trip." The second time he's saying it to a guy mugging them, like "take whatever you want, but don't take the girl." Then the third time, spoiler alert, he's praying, begging God not to let her die. And holy shit, no joke, I'm getting choked up right now. If you don't know that song, it's corny as hell, but it will make you cry. Hoss definitely recommends. So yeah, this song is dog shit. Not just because I think the stupid, shallow, incoherent culture war political messaging is idiotic and harmful, it's also profoundly lazy and static and redundant and dull, purely from a songwriting perspective. I once saw this little special on CMT many years ago about a team of Nashville songwriters, like 7 to 10 guys, who were sort of taking us through their process. These assholes went to the beach for several days to get inspired to write a new song, and after days of supposedly working really hard on it, they had finished exactly one song, a super generic Kenny Chesney-style beach country song, which is a whole subgenre of country music for some reason. You know, country songwriting is pretty remarkable in how formulaic it is, but how really amazing songs still have and continue to come out of that formula, usually not from mainstream pop country radio. I mean, the vast majority of that has been hot for the past 25 years or so. Howdy folks, Hoss from the future here, just gonna drop in a little voiceover because I realized I should probably make some sort of point in this stupid video. So this song is not nearly as funny and awful as, say, that Kid Rock song that came out like a year ago, you know. Ain't nobody gonna tell me how to live. But it's maybe a better illustration of the conservative persecution complex that we usually just roll our eyes at. And listening to all the wrong things old Johnny Rich Boy says in this song, it really seems like you could just sit this ding-dong down and explain to him that, by and large, the left does not want to take anything away from you, that in fact, actual progressives and leftists want to give you and the people you culturally identify with more freedom to determine your own path by bare minimum strengthening the social safety net and taking back some of the power we've handed over to the oligarchs and corporations. By taking all their shit, of course, and giving it back to the people, which includes Christians, conservatives, MAGA weirdos, rural people, even racists and bigots, deserve free healthcare in college, is what I'm saying. I think that's most leftists' position. And really, I think giving racists and bigots free healthcare in college would, in the long run, make them less likely to be racists and bigots, but maybe that's idealistic. I should probably look this up before I record this next part, but as I record this, it is almost Christmas, so in the tradition of the beautiful religion I grew up in, I'm going to play a little fast and loose with what I do and do not know about a thing. I've heard people talk about the idea of liberty versus freedom, I believe because conservatives and liberals really have a different conception of what it means to be free than those on the left do. It's what this idea is anyway. Like, conservatives and liberals think of freedom as primarily being left alone, whereas leftists see it as giving each other enough mutual support to actually do anything. Like, I could helicopter you out to the most remote place on Earth, and probably somewhere between Southeast Asia and Hawaii in the Pacific Ocean, ladder you down into the water totally nude with no life vest or anything, and in a sense, you would be as free as you will ever be in that moment. You're not even really subject to any laws in that situation. But that's obviously not the type of freedom anyone actually wants or can do anything with. So all this just leave us alone crap that you hear from conservatives all the time sounds good, but it comes from a place of incredible privilege. Like, you're on a yacht in that most remote part of the Pacific, which actually does sound pretty liberating, right? But many people are treading water with no support or end in sight. It's like you have a bunch of life vests on your yacht and you're saying that the people treading water are encroaching on your liberty by begging you for a life vest from the open ocean. There, that's the metaphor for why conservatives' idea of freedom is so myopic and just plain silly. Actually, pretty good, that metaphor, if I do say so myself. Another thing I wanted to add is that there's a lot of weird, funny, misleading, and nonsensical imagery in this music video that I only noticed after editing all these clips together, but you can rewatch this video over and over again to see all that. But I will draw your attention to the fact that the video shows a baby right when John Rich says they shut down our choices. This video was released a month or two after the Supreme Court struck down Roe versus Wade back in June 2022, so that's a weird choice, right? To show a baby right as he's saying the line about limiting choices. I'll let you fill in the blanks as to why, because I respect your intelligence. And finally, I just want to mention that John Rich is really funny looking, right? I mean, he's looked like this since I first saw him in that Save a Horse Ride a Cowboy music video like 15, 20 years ago.
Well, I don't give a dang about nothing. I'm singing and bling blinging.
That horseshoe mustache, not a handlebar, that's different and a common mistake. Hulk Hogan and John Rich have horseshoe mustaches, not handlebar mustaches. But a horseshoe mustache naturally makes anyone wearing it look like a ventriloquist dummy, but this guy also moves very awkwardly and unnaturally, almost as if he's leaning into the fact that he looks like a ventriloquist dummy. It's very weird. It's even more obvious in the Save a Horse Ride a Cowboy music video than in this song, which is only Big and Rich's second most obnoxious song/music video. I'm sparing you from number one, which is called Come Into Your City. I love country music and Southern culture, well, much of it anyway, and it bums me out so much that conservatives think they own those things and that this silly, goofy bullshit gets to belong to this musical genre that I so love. Check out my interview clip with David Griscom for some wise words on that. David Griscom was an early guest on my podcast, BREADSHEET, which is available wherever fine pods are casted, and I highly recommend going back and listening to that whole interview. Very, very cool. Okay, gonna finish the video now. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and all that crap. Okay, I guess there are no more words in this song, so please like, share, subscribe, comment, you know, the YouTube stuff that helps your boy Hoss out here. I mean, what did I ever do to you to deserve you not doing all those nice YouTube things for me? The script for my next song analysis video is incredibly long, and it's about a good song, Giants by 5 Iron Frenzy. It'll be out soonish, early January most likely, and in the meantime, keep up with all my other dumb crap by following me on Twitter, Instagram, Twit, which is short for Twitch, at Hoss_Bossman. I've got music on Bandcamp and Spotify and Apple Music, and I have a YouTube channel and TikTok, and I'm at Hoss Bossman with no underscore on that. And you can find all that crap at www.hoss.fun for all your Hoss needs. Oh, and please just do me a solid. Whenever you get a chance, at your earliest convenience, just flood the souls of all sentient beings you encounter with healing light. Love ya. Mwah.
I remember just like yesterday when I first laid my eyes on that pretty tan girl with the real long pretty thighs. We were just 17 years old, playing down by the creek, and I swear it was the prettiest thing I'd ever seen. got the mouth of my wife. I was in the hospital when I saw my baby girl. And I'll be damned if it didn't change my world. 'Cause I've seen heaven and earth, I've seen the canyon so grand, I've seen Stone Mountain at dawn when the sun was coming here. I've been all over this world, I've seen it all, my girl. Yeah, I thought I seen it all. I seen you. Sitting in the church pew here on Sunday afternoon, thankful for my wife, thankful for my kids too. I'm just so grateful for your grace and mercy, Lord. And I am gonna give all I can afford. I've seen the moon and the stars, I've seen the proud mighty oaks, I've seen Stone Mountain at dawn when the sun was coming here. I've been all over this world, I've seen it all, my girl. Yeah, I thought I seen it all. Yeah, I seen you, what I've always wanted. You, the apple of my eye. You, what I've always needed. Want to keep me warm at night. I've seen the power of Him, I've felt His almighty touch. I've seen Stone Mountain at dawn when the sun was coming